Today, we're diving into a hot topic, early camera comparisons between Google's new Pixel 9 and Apple's iPhone 15. As we edge closer to the official release of the Pixel 9, some lucky users have already got their hands on this flagship device. But early camera samples hint at some familiar issues that Google seems to have carried over from previous Pixel models. Let's break down what these early tests reveal and why Google might have dropped the ball once again. So let's kick things off with the basics. Google's Pixel line has always been marketed as a camera-centric flagship, with the name Pixel itself signaling a focus on photography, but based on early camera samples, leading to consistent problems with portrait mode in subsequent models. The Pixel 9, unfortunately, seems to inherit these same issues. While hardware upgrades are important, they can't fully compensate for software that struggles to deliver consistent results. But it's not just the still photos that are causing concern. Video performance on the Pixel 9, particularly in low-light conditions, is another area where Google appears to have dropped the ball. The early video samples show that the Pixel 9's rear and selfie cameras are producing videos with significant noise, especially in low-light environments. This isn't a new problem. It's something that has plagued Pixel devices for years, including the Pixel 8, Pixel 7, and Pixel 6. When comparing these samples to those from the iPhone 15, it's clear that Apple's device handles low-light video much better, with cleaner footage and less noise. Google's inability to address this issue is disappointing, especially considering how much emphasis they place on the Pixel's camera capabilities. Another major issue highlighted by early users is the Pixel 9's struggle with color accuracy, particularly in indoor settings with artificial lighting. The Pixel 9 appears to have a hard time capturing accurate colors, especially when it comes to reds. In some samples, objects that should appear red are instead captured with a yellowish tint, a problem that Pixel users have noted in previous models. This issue is particularly frustrating because it affects a core aspect of photography, reproducing what you see with your own eyes. Even budget smartphones are capable of capturing more accurate colors in similar conditions, which makes the Pixel 9's performance all the more perplexing. So, where does this leave us with the Pixel 9? On one hand, we should acknowledge that these are early samples, and the final retail units might show some improvements. But on the other hand, it's hard to ignore the fact that these issues have been persistent across multiple generations of Pixel devices. Given that the Pixel 9 is positioned as an $800 flagship, these camera flaws are a significant letdown. Google's focus seems to be shifting more towards AI and other areas, which might explain why these camera issues have not been fully addressed. However, when the competition, like Apple with the iPhone 15 and soon-to-be-released iPhone 16, continues to push the envelope, Google can't afford to let these problems slide. In conclusion, while we're excited to get our hands on the Pixel 9 and put it through its paces, these early camera samples are concerning. Google has a lot to prove if they want to reclaim their title as the king of smartphone photography. We'll be conducting our own in-depth comparison soon, so stay tuned for that. But for now, it seems like Google might have some serious work to do. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.